All right, welcome. Today we're diving into a strategic briefing. But this isn't for some far-off war. This is about the one happening right now, inside your own mind. This is about how to win the war within.
And this isn't just some nice-sounding quote. In the context of what we're talking about today, this is an inscription of sovereign truth. It's the foundational belief that sets the stage for everything else. So, let's get into it. Okay, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to start by looking at the war on your mind. Then we'll figure out where the real fight is, in the battlefield is within. After that, we'll get into the practical tools with the warrior's countermeasures, and we'll wrap it all up by defining victory, becoming the observer.
All right, first up, the war on your mind. You can't win a fight if you don't know who you're up against, right? So this part is all about understanding their playbook. So first things first, what are we even talking about here? This term, the outer protagonist, it's not some supervillain in a cape. Think of it more like a system, an external system that basically runs on secrecy and uses all this confusing legal and political jargon to mess with your head and disrupt your inner peace. Okay, so what does this system actually do? Well, it's not just random noise. It's actually a very calculated strategy. First, there's official obfuscation. This is where the system literally, legally, destroys its own proof. Once you get that, you can stop running yourself ragged trying to find some external validation that doesn't exist. Then, they sell you this idea of security, making money off your anxiety about stuff you can't even control. And finally, there's organized group trauma. This is designed to make you feel totally alone in your struggle, when in reality, that feeling of isolation, it's part of the plan.
So when you boil it all down, what's the takeaway? The whole point is to create anxiety. That's the product. They use lies and chaos to just drain you, to steal your attention and your energy. That's the real currency here.
And that right there, that leads us to a massive turning point in this whole thing. Because once you see the external game plan, you realize the real fight, well, it's not out there at all.
So, the big question is, where is this battle actually won?
The answer? It's won on the inside. Look, victory isn't about taking down some big bad external system. It's about making your inner world, your mind, your health, so strong that it becomes an impenetrable fortress. It's all about building that inner citadel.
Okay, so that sounds great, but how do we actually do it? This is where we get into the practical, step-by-step countermeasures for the sovereign warrior.
The strategy is pretty straightforward. It breaks down into 3 key steps. Step 1, win first, then go to war. Step 2, achieve mental mastery. And step 3, align with the warrior's path.
All right, let's break down step 1, win first. This is a huge mental shift. See, the first battle you fight isn't against them. It's the one to reclaim your own health and your own mind. The source calls this Code 33, preventative care. You're basically taking yourself off their hit list by getting so strong and centered that their tactics just don't work on you anymore. Now, step 2 is the absolute heart of this whole thing, mental mastery. And listen, this is way more than just thinking happy thoughts. It's described as a kind of internal alchemy. The idea here is that through stillness, think meditation, you can literally create a powerful harmony inside yourself by harmonizing the pineal and the pituitary glands, activating what's called the sacred secretion to create this incredible state of awareness and strength.
So how does that work in practice? Well, it's a 4-step process. First, you clear the harassment. You just decide to override all that external noise. Second, you focus on your breath. This is your anchor. It brings you right back to the here and now. Third, you treat your thoughts like clouds just passing by. You don't engage. You basically starve the opponent of your attention, which is all they really want. And finally, you build your imagined sanctuary. This is you actively constructing that unshakable inner citadel in your mind.
And that brings us to the third and final step, aligning with the path. This is where you realize that when you say things like, you are safe, you are calm, you are stillness, you're not just hoping it's true. You are stating an absolute truth. It's who you are at your core. That stillness becomes your superpower. It's what lets you navigate those huge waves of emotion without getting totally wiped out. It's the proof that the real power, it was inside you all along.
So, what does winning even look like in this war? That brings us to our final section. What is the ultimate victory here? It's becoming the observer.
This really breaks it down perfectly, the difference between 2 ways of being. On one side, you have the observed. This person is stuck reacting to the chaos, constantly fighting the external system, just totally caught in the game. But the observer, that's a whole different story.
From the safety of your inner citadel, you're not a pawn on their game anymore. You're centered, you're still, and you don't just react to the noise, you see the whole system for exactly what it is.
And this, right here, is the final, most powerful idea. The whole goal is to fundamentally shift your identity. When you master your inner world, you stop being a slave to the chaos out there. Instead, you become the mirror. You're a reflection of the universe itself, operating from a place of pure, unshakable sovereign power. So the question to leave you with is, what's one piece of chaos you're going to choose to stop reacting to today?